Years in Cleveland, I had some good years. Obviously, some great years. One, was able to take the team to the NBA Finals. I was 22 years old. I had a moment in Detroit where I went insane, 25 straight, 29 out of 30, and took a team that you look back at our roster, you're like, what the hell?
Oh, yeah.
How was that even possible?
There's a lot of those, brother. We don't want to dive into all of them. You were at the finals like with 40.
I heard it there from LeBron, man. Speaking on the 2007 finals against the Spurs. Everybody know what happened in that series, man. If you remember, if you was around that time watching basketball, Cleveland Cavaliers got swept from the San Antonio Spurs. But okay, I get it, Brian. I get it. You didn't have a good enough team to compete with the Spurs. That's okay. But honestly, bro, you can't really trash some of those guys on that team because some of those guys were actually good and valuable to that Cavs team and getting them to the finals. And they were a 60-win team, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, LeBron was a monster then. He was dunking on niggas and all that, trying to stamp his case in the league that I'm really one of them ones. But we ain't gonna sit here and act like Yagowski wasn't good or Mo Williams. Bob Gibson, Booby Gibson, the Gibson. You had him. You had some guys on that team that can play. But I get it. It was against the Spurs. Spurs, the dynasty. The Spurs, everybody was in their prime then. In the middle of their prime. Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Ginobili, and all those guys. And that was a really great Spurs team, of course. They ended up winning the championship that year. So if nobody had the Cleveland Cavaliers. We ain't gonna act like dudes just had that Cleveland team winning. But it could have at least got a game, bro. Like, they were good enough to get at least one game. To not get one game is crazy, but it is what it is, man. You go get a lot of heat from this, from the LeBron haters. For the guys who hate LeBron. I was just coming on here just explaining, like, them dudes weren't trash now. We ain't gonna act like them dudes was trash. It might have been good enough to win a championship, but them dudes was still a really good team. That still was a really good Cavs team. And Mike Brown, who's a really good coach. I know Mike Brown hasn't had the best of coaching resume, but I still feel like he's a really good coach. I didn't like how the Kings did him early on in the season, firing that man when he got them to the playoffs. That was dirty, but Brian, we ain't gonna act like that. The dudes was trash though, like, especially in the East, bro. Like the East, when you only had a couple. The East. I say the East was competitive back then. East was competitive because you had Detroit with Chauncey and them dudes. You had the Celtics, who was around the time. You also had Orlando Magic around that time. You had a couple. It was a good team, some good competitive team around that time. But you had the Wizards. I think the Wizards, they end up beating the Wizards that year. The Cavs ended up beating the Wizards that year with Gilbert Arenas and them dudes in the first round, second round. I can't, if I could remember off the top of my head. But that team was a really good team, bro. Like I said, they wouldn't, championship caliber, over the Spurs or anybody in the West at that time. They would have faced anybody at the West at that time. They wouldn't. Especially even if they went against Kobe at that time, who had lost to the Spurs that year. They wouldn't beating them, but I guess, bro, I give him credit for getting that team to the finals, bro. But you didn't win, so it's like no participation award, nigga. You ain't win. It was what it was. Man, the Spurs was keying in on him because at the time, Brian ain't had a jumper that he have now, like a consistent jumper. But yeah, let me know what y'all think, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe, man. Yeah, share this video. Tell me what y'all think about what LeBron speaking on this 07 Cavs, man.